Hello guys, those who are there in the meeting, can you please confirm, am I audible clearly or not?
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Okay, is it clear? Is my voice breaking actually or not? I just want to confirm.
Yes, sir. Voice is clear, sir.
Okay, thank you, sir. So hello guys, is it clear to me? Is it clear to you? Yes, is it clear? The video and audio?
It's clear, sir. It's clear. Sir.
With Anuradha Banerjee, with Professor Biswajit.
Dr. Rajesh, sir, Soumya madam, can you please let me know when to start actually? Huh?
So just a few minutes we'll wait, sir. Last session there were around 60 people. Few minutes. Huh?
Okay, sir. Okay, sure.
Soumya ma'am, shall we start? Soumya ma'am, are you there?
ಇದು ವಾಶ್ ಮಾಡಿ ನೆನೆ ಒಣಗಾಕಿತ್ತು ಏನೋ ನನಗಿದು
Participants, please mute your mic.
ಹಾಕೊಂಡು ಬಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಒಳಗಡೆನೆ ಇಟ್ಟಿಲ್ಲ ನಾನು
Suits for all.
Jayashri ma'am, please mute your mic.
ಮ್ಯಾಮ್ ಪ್ರೆಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲೇಬೇಕು ಅಂತಾರ
ಇಲ್ಲ ನೀವು ವಾಶ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಹಂಗೆ
Jayashri ma'am, please mute your mic. Participants, kindly mute your mics. Sir, Tanvir sir, you can start. Tanvir sir, please start.
Okay, sir. Hello. There is lots of noise, sir. Can you please?
Yeah, again, please, participants, mute your mics, please. Yes, sir, please.
So, hello everyone. This is the second session of the first day of the workshop, and my topic for this particular session is that I'll cover artificial intelligence, the introduction to the artificial intelligence, and the introduction to the neural networks. Okay, so we'll go through with this till 1 o'clock. So we have hardly 1.5 hours. That also we don't have 1 hour 15 minutes. We'll try to cover up about the artificial intelligence. What is artificial intelligence? What is the applications of that? And what is neural network? How it helps artificial intelligence, and all the basic concepts related to this. Okay, so let's start. So myself, Tanvir. I have not introduced myself. I think most of you know me, but let me introduce to those who are coming from the outside here. So my name is Tanvir, and I'm the assistant professor here in the Department of TS. So let's start with the topic. So this particular session of the workshop will cover these points. These are the table of contents which will cover in this particular session. So these are the things. First, we will learn about the history of artificial intelligence, how artificial intelligence actually evolved here, and it has come to the level where we are right now. Then we'll go through with definitions of AI. That's why what is AI and how it is different from other things. We'll also discuss one by one. Next, we'll go through.
Tanvir sir,
Yeah.
you just give me co-host, right, so that I will mute the participants.
Okay.
Participants, kindly mute your mic.
Sir, I have given you the co-host permission.
Yes.
So, okay. So first we'll cover the history of artificial intelligence. That is how artificial intelligence has come up to this level, to this age, from where it begins and where we are standing right now. Then we'll learn about the artificial intelligence with the definitions and with its features and how it's, why it is called artificial intelligence and all these things. Then we'll learn about the applications, that in which particular field, which particular domains artificial intelligence are being used with the practical examples, so that you can get motivated and you can also understand that you are already using artificial intelligence. Actually, you are using artificial intelligence in our day-to-day life, but we don't know it sometimes. So I'll give the example of where and which particular domain we are already using artificial intelligence and how it's helping you solving your practical problems, day-to-day problems. Next, we'll go through with the types of AI, that is how different categories of AIs are available and what are the types of AIs you are using today and what are the types of the AIs which will be used in future and what are the types of the AI are in the research, and we are going to cover all these things in this topic. Next, we'll learn about the programming languages which are used widely for AI. So AI can be implemented by different programming languages. We'll be learning over here that what are the programming languages are most popular, most widely used for implementing AI. Next, we'll learn about the machine learning and its basic algorithms. I'll try to go through as brief as possible, but it has to be known that machine learning is a subset of artificial intelligence and it must be covered in any of the lecture series, any of the workshops where we discuss the artificial intelligence. So I have to dig into the machine learning and its algorithm. I have to get into this and I have to make it clear to you that how machine learning is helping artificial intelligence and what is the difference between the machine learning and artificial intelligence as well. Next, we'll learn about the limitations of machine learning which you're facing in today's life. Yeah, that actually develops the concept known as the deep learning. Yes, so machine learning and what's the limitations, what is the shortcomings of machine learnings we are having today, and then why you are going for deep learning. Deep learning is a solution for the limitations of machine learning basically. Now next we'll learn about the neural networks. Neural networks is nothing but the concept which lies behind the deep learning. Neural networks are the concept lies behind the deep learning. We'll go through with that after that. And at the last, we'll try to cover natural language processing. It's a very important AI technique. So I have kept it separated. If type permits, then we'll go through with the natural language processing. Otherwise, I'll just cover till the natural neural networks only. And I have a next session on neural learning algorithms on Thursday morning, Thursday first 2 hours. So on that particular session, whatever the topics will be remaining, we can't cover these topics maybe in till 1 p.m. So those all topics will be covered on the next session of the workshop. So I'd like to also show you how this workshop is being organized. I think it has to be shown you early, otherwise you'll not get a clear idea on what you're and how you're going to learn in this 5 days. So see this, is it clearly, can you see my screen clearly, guys? Anyone can respond, or Rajesh sir? The new screen has shared.
Yes, sir. I'm able to see.
Yes, sir. It's visible.
Okay, thank you.
I'm also able to see, sir.
Okay, thank you. So you should supposed to be clear with the path you are going to traverse in this 5 days of workshop. So first class was with the introduction to AN and NN. So introduction to artificial neurals and neural network is covered by Professor Shaila madam, correct? So this topic is the next topic of me. It is the introduction to artificial intelligence and neural networks. So these topics are common over here. Neural networks, correct? So whatever the influence and whatever the understanding you have got about the neural network from the previous session will help you understanding neural network, which I'll go through in today's class. So today, in this particular session, I'll focus more on AI and the subset of knowledge which are required for implementing AI. Then I'll go through with the neural network. So I'll try to focus more on AI than neural network. Definitely, I'll cover neural network and all of its basic concepts for sure. Then tomorrow we'll be learning about the network architectures. Sunanda madam will give the lecture. Then we'll be learning about the learning networks and we'll practice MATLAB. Sunanda madam will give the session for that. Then we'll be learning about the neural networks, the different types of the neural networks, and then genetic algorithms. And then the day 4, we'll be learning about this is my session next. We'll be going through with that. That is the neural network algorithms we'll learn in detail. So that's what I was telling today, actually, just before that, whatever the topics I can't cover due to time reasons or the time limitations. Those things can be covered on the day 4 when I'll go through with the neural network algorithms in detail. Before that also you will give a lecture by Dr. Tamil Selvi madam on the types of neural network. So these 3 topics are having the interconnectivity. Day 1 neural network, and day 1 second session I am going to give today about the neural network, and day 3 also will be learning about the neural network. Okay, so today also I'll try to give it a brief of all these things. So this lecture of mine, this particular session of mine will be giving you a very basic foundation for the entire workshop. Okay, yes, so this is the directions we have over here. So now let me share my PPT. Well, the PPT change has happened successfully, I think. Dr. Rajesh sir?
It's visible, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, fine, sir.
Yes, sir,
So
it is visible.
Okay, okay. So I'll go through with the topics which are going to learn now. Now we'll start with the first topic, history of artificial intelligence. So as you can see is that we can see, just to look at my cursor, okay, observe my cursor. So the history of artificial intelligence dates back to the classical ages. So this is being shown over here. There is no dates because it's a mythological perspective I'm going to explain over here. So that this is not the history. History comes, the history of artificial intelligence starts with 1950s. And then we'll go through with the certain remarkable changes in artificial intelligence in 1951, when we started with the chess program. And then in 1956, when the term artificial intelligence was first coined. Yes, it's a very important year for the artificial intelligence, because in 1956, the term of artificial intelligence was first coined by John McCarthy in the Dartmouth Conference. Okay, then in 1959 and 1960 and 1961, these are the area when we have developed different types of robots. Like here, we developed the robots for automation. Okay, and here we use some scientific instruments using the AI. And in 1961, we developed some chatbots. Like today, we have Siri and Alexa. At that time, we created a particular chatbot. That's a very primary level of the artificial intelligence in 1961 we created. Next, in 1997, the IBM created the very famous, chess program. The chess program, has, Gary Kasparov was one of the world champion on the chess, and he was defeated by the artificial intelligence enabled chess program. And then till 2000 and the modern age of this artificial intelligence started in 2005 and 2011. Okay, so we'll go through with all these stages one by one. Okay, I'll not brief this so much. This is the brief description of this. I'll go through with the exact history and one by one with that. So first, the history of artificial intelligence can be tracked back to the classical ages. In the Greek mythology, we can find that there are certain characters. That there is a character which is it's made of bronze, and it is a mechanical man kind of thing who is designed in such a way that it can protect a particular island. The name of the island is Crete. Crete is the biggest island of the Greece. Yes, there is a consort of the Greek, the god of thunder and god of the sky, Zeus. The consort is to be protected. The consort name was Europa. So that consort was being protected by the giant mechanical bronze-made man known as the Talus. So, having said that, we just want to show that the ancient human also, as you can see in the Greek mythology, they also, assumed and imagined about a machine learning and artificial intelligence kind of support, where a particular machine mechanical man will work automatically as per the events. Yes, he is to circle the Iceland shores 3 times a day as per the mythology. So that's the classical ages, and we'll start with the history. That the most important year in the history when we started with the artificial intelligence is in the 1950s. In 1948, there was a very popular and a very pioneer and very widely known scientist of computer science, the British logician and the computer scientist Alan Turing. His name is widely known in the field of the artificial intelligence. So Alan Turing in 1948 introduced a central and the core concept of the AI actually in a research report. The name of the research report was Intelligent Machinery. So there he proposed the idea of AI, although the term artificial intelligence was not taken by him. actually that Alan Turing, he speculated about the possibility that we can create some machine, or we can teach some machine in such a way that it appears like reasoning and thinking like a human being. Yes. Now to understand that a particular machine, after programming certain way, in a certain way, can really reason and think like a human being or not, is being determined by the Turing test. So Turing test is a very old test for determining that a particular machine is acting similarly as a human being. So the machine is having the artificial intelligence. Yes. So when a machine it can think like a like a human being, it has cleared the Turing test. So that's the standard and the benchmark of the Turing test. But unfortunately, till today, no system can clear the Turing test, because there is no perfect AI enabled system which can really think and reason like the human being. Yes, so don't get confused over there. We have really have the AI systems available today, but what the person here, the Alan Turing, has thought of the AI, that level of the AI has not been completed, has not been achieved. But definitely there are AI available, and that can work automatically. I'll give the applications to you. I'll present each and everything to you one by one. So that's the starting point when we started with the AI concept. Next, in 1951, there was one British scientist known as the Christopher Strange. He wrote a checkers program at the University of Manchester, and there was another British scientist known as the Dwight Prince. He wrote the chess program also. Yes, one program for chess. So this was the first program on chess to play against the human thinking. So human can play against them. So that's the very basic example of AI. Today, such AI is like obsolete, and it's of like no use. The level of the program they develop, those programs you cannot run today, because we have lots of advanced programs today. But that's the starting point. Okay, when you start something, you start from the very initial level and very primary level. So when you come out and go through with the school level with the MSc mathematics, right? So it's like that we have developed too much. So we think those kind of chess programs are very inferior to today's programs. Anyhow, that was the start of the AI. Now in 1956 is the most important year in the history of artificial intelligence, because on that particular day, the American scientist John McCarthy in Dartmouth conference presented the idea of the AI, and he has used the term AI. The term artificial intelligence was used by him on that particular conference. Yes, it's a very famous conference, and it's a very novel research work provided by the great scientist John McCarthy in 1956. So just to give you a more information regarding the same, in 1959 the term of machine learning first come up. So 1956, 3 years before machine learning term has come up, the artificial intelligence term has come up to the research world. So it was in the research era. Yes, so we can say that AI and machine learning has started parallelly and grown up also parallelly. But AI make use of ML to get certain advantages. Yes, that's why we say that machine learning is subset of AI. I'll explain this in detail in later slides. In 1959, the first AI laboratory is created. So since then, the research on AI is started in a formal way, and it was started in Massachusetts Institute of Technology. Yes, and the particular research lab is already running. The research is still going over there. Yes, so 1959 is start of the era on research on AI. In 1960, the General Motors is a company which builds cars, vehicles. They created a tiny robot. That robot used to do the assembly line operations. So that was the first instance when our artificial intelligence enabled robots are created. Now, if you go to the big factories and big assembly lines, you can see lots of the robots with higher capacity are being used, which are AI enabled systems. Like for painting to the cars, to the assembly to the big different parts, and the checking the quality, many things are being done by the AI enabled robots today. So the first robot was created in 1960. Similarly, the first chatbot was created in 1961. Alice Alize was the name of the first chatbot that has been created in 1961. Today we can see Alexa and Siri has taken the market and it's quite advanced than those chatbots, but still that was the first chatbot which has been created and it marks the history of the artificial intelligence. Similarly, in 1997, the news broke up everywhere that the Gary Kasparov is the world champion of the game of the chess, has been beaten by a IBM Deep Blue computing system, which is enabled by AI. So a human has been defeated by a chess game, which has been enabled by the artificial intelligence. So computer defeated a human, and that is not normal. That's not a general human. It's an world champion who has been defeated by a computer because the computer was enabled by AI. In 2005, so that was the first most standard chess game is created 1997. Before that, other chess games AI enabled was there, but not up to that level. In 2005, the most standard come up of the racing car, which is enabled by AIs, were generated by generated, and it was defeated all human-driven cars in a racing challenge. The racing challenge event was named as the DARPA Grand Challenge. So DARPA Grand Challenge is won by an artificial intelligence-driven automated car. Yes. So that car was developed by the Stanford University team. In 2011, IBM Watson. IBM Watson is a question answering system. Okay, that has defeated the two greatest champion of that era. So in this way, we can see that how from 1950s till today, AI has come up and gained so much popularity, and it has developed itself so much. Yes. So it started from the hypothetical situation in 1950s, and it has become a major technology of today. Yes, it was a hypothetical, means it was just having into the research field, and the few proposal and the research was about to come, and the few small development was being happened in 1950s, and today it has become a separate technology. And each and every advanced universities provides artificial intelligence as a course, and there is a specific demand in the market for the engineers who knows the AI concepts. So the thing is been changed in this way. Like in 1905, Wright brothers first started flying, correct? In 1971, human reached the moon. So it was just 65 to 66 years that a human, for a human, to take time to reach moon started from the flying, correct? Nah? So similarly, we're starting with the artificial intelligence in 1950s, and now we are driven and we have been using daily artificial intelligence related things. You might not know that. Many of us might not know that we are already using lots of the applications of artificial intelligence, which are enabled by the artificial intelligence. Well, so the domains which are being covered by AI today, and the technologies which are being provided by AI are these, which has been given to this particular slide. We can see the knowledge base. What is a knowledge base? Knowledge base is nothing but a particular way that a computer system takes to store unstructured and structured data in a certain way so that the data can be retrieved properly. Expert systems are knowledge-based interrelated concepts. In expert system, computer system emulate decision making. Yes, in expert system, it uses the knowledge base to emulate the human-like decision making capacity. Now we have the deep learning. Deep learning, it solves the advanced problems which cannot be solved by the machine learning. So deep learning, it emulates the human brain, human brain's working. So human brain start working on certain input, and then it propagates automatically. It go through with certain levels of operations automatically, and it comes up to a particular result. So that human brain is being emulated, being mimicked by the deep learning mechanism. Next, we have the computer vision. Computer vision enables the computers to desire useful information from digital data. From the digital images, videos, and other visual input. So you provide an image or videos or other visual input. The computer vision will enable you to get the useful information from those particular images or videos or other visual inputs. So it's a computer vision. It's a technology which is a subset of the AI. Similarly, we have the machine learning. So what is the machine learning? It makes a machine to learn something automatically using some certain kind of algorithms you'll use. The machine will start learning it automatically, and it can even develop itself based on the experience it has got from while learning the things. That's the machine learning. It's also a subset of AI. And then we have the natural language processing. NLP is a also widely used technique of artificial intelligence and natural language pre-processing. The application, and what is the natural language pre-processing? It deals with the natural language like English, French, and Hindi, and all other languages, Kannada, and all other languages are there. So these languages, if you want to translate from one language to another language, we should supposed to go through certain transformation. Yes, if you want to suppose gather the group, suppose for an example of natural language pre-processing is, you can see the Google News, right? News.google.com. You can get all of the news over there. So how you get the news? How Google is not having any kind of agency. Google is not having any kind of news agency. It gets the news from Hindustan Times, from the Times Now, from the Republic Media, and from all BBC and all those sources. So it processes the news in such a way that it can understand that these are the news which belongs to the politics. These are the news which belongs to the sports, and these are the news which will be useful for you to provide. So all those things can be done by using deep learning, natural language processing, machine learning, and managing many other technologies which are a subset of the AI. Got it? So today's AI covers all these domains. Now, the question which comes from this particular topic of the history of artificial intelligence is that if the AI is available from 1950s, then why it becomes so much important today? That's a usual question, right? That question you should supposed to face from everywhere. It should pop up from your to your brain also, that why AI has gone so much popularity today if it is from 1950s, and why you're listening and hearing always about the AI today. There are certain reasons for that, definitely, that makes the AI so popular in today's world. So I'll go through with this one by one. So first is that we have more computational powers today. Suppose in 10 years back, we have the dual core or Pentium 4 processors. Those processors, is very difficult to use those processor and some 4 GB or 8 GB of RAMs to execute and to watch when a high quality video of 3 years. It was a very difficult, actually. It is to get stuck. So forget about the AI, which requires more computing power than that. Now the processors has come with the many cores, and many generations has come up. We have seen the processors of AMD and Intel, which is providing lots of cores from i3, i5, i7 onwards. And it is also having lots of the different and higher frequency range, which enables us to provide more computing speed, and which enables the AI algorithms to work efficiently. Along with that, we have GPUs. So GPUs is a revolution. Now the easily available GPUs are a revolution in a computing power. So the computing power has been increased a lot. So we can go through with the data. We can even process the large data at a quicker speed and get some proper output which you want to see. Yes, we can make a decision making and all other things very easily because we have more computational power in today's world. That is the one of the reason of the high demand of the AI. The next reason of the demand of the AI is that the more data which has been come up in last few years. So there are some research articles which claims that 95% of the world data is generated in last 5 years. Can you imagine? 95% of the world's data, the world's total data that has been generated till now, since the ages of ancient ages, since the stone ages and the bronze ages and iron ages till today, whatever the data the human has generated, 95% of the data has been generated in last 5 years. The reason is that we have big data now. Yes, just to imagine 10 years back, only few newspapers, only few TV channels, and only few people used to generate the data and others used to consume. Now, after the advent and popularization of social media, you can see each and every one. You might have, those who are over here, maybe 90% or more than of us is there in any one of the social media. If I'm being in the safer side, I'm telling 90%. It should be more than that. Maybe we are in the WhatsApp or Facebook or Insta or Twitter or many other social media networks are there. We are all into that, and all are generating data. They're generating data in the WhatsApp status, in Instagram pics, in Facebook status, in Twitter, posts, and social, and you're sharing videos and images and all other things, and text and documents in WhatsApp, definitely, and in Telegram, or you're watching news online. You're not maybe maybe purchasing a offline newspaper. You are just relying on the online newspaper, and you're consuming data like anything, and you yourself is also generating the data. Similarly, we have the IoT concepts, Internet of Things. So IoT is enabled by sensors. So these sensors generates lots of data that was not there before. Suppose you have a sensor which checks that how many users are coming out or coming in, or in a production line, how the different production line is working based on some sensors we are working. Okay, in Industrial Revolution 4, we are living in a century of Industrial Revolution 4, correct? The fourth generation, the Industrial Revolution, which has been driven by the IoT and big data, by the digital sensors. So these sensors are generating data at a very high speed. For example, take a particular example of CCTV camera. A CCTV camera will generate maybe petabytes of data for an university in an hour. Yes. So we have many other sources which are generating the data, like the scientific instruments, which are very higher. We have the Boeing planes, which is a black box, and the different flights, they have the black box, which generates in 1 hour 2 petabytes of data. Social media is generating the data. The users are generating the data. The universities, the biomedical fields, that the healthcare sectors, and the financial sectors, and all other sectors, the research domains, the financial domains, and all other sectors are generating data like anything. So there has been a demand that how to, and there is a thinking on that particular area, that how to use this data. Yes, it should be always a concern when you have a data. You think that the data should be wasted simply or should be used in a certain way. So the companies decided that we should supposed to get useful insights from the data, and that is done by the AI. AI use the mechanics and the algorithms of machine learning, data mining, computer vision, deep learning, and many other sub branches to determine that how the data can be used and how we can get the useful insights from the data. So if you get the useful insight, then we can be benefited in different ways. For example, we can get smart decision. So what you write an AI algorithm, an AI model, that AI model, it determines that for a particular, suppose e-commerce website, suppose flipkart.com. So from the Flipkart, whenever you visit Flipkart and you click on some item you purchase or not, whatever it, when you visit that, when you click on something in the server of Flipkart, there will be a web server log file. It's a file name. Each and every server has this file, web server log file. Well, sometimes we say server log file, or sometimes we say it's log file. That's it. So for each click, it will store the data at the back end. Now that now the data will be stored over there with your IP address, with what you have searched, when you have searched, how much budget you have fixed, and all those things they will keep on track. Now, if they, when they go through with the AI specific mechanism and search on that particular data by a particular algorithm they employ, they understand that how many users are interested on which particular product, or which product provided them more profit, which item to recommend next. So you get the advertisements, right? This is by the AI based recommendation. How to classify object from an image. Yes, suppose you have been being surveillanced by a particular police department, that you are going through by bike or not. If you're not going by bike, they want to just track your plate number and put a fine over there. So these things can also be done by the big data generation things, which has been happened from last couple of years, from the last 2 decades, very fast. So this big data, the more data that has been generated, this big data can be used for getting the insight, that is the business insight or research insight, or for government agencies. So they can use AI techniques for that. So that's one of the reasons of the popularity of the AI, because more data has come, big data has come to the market, and you want to get the knowledge from there. The third point is over here. Can you see my mouse? Yeah. Yes. So the third point is here. Sorry, I have gone to the next page. The third point is here, that we have the better algorithms today that we used to not having before. Yes, the algorithms has been developed like anything. There are lots of the algorithms developed in the domain of machine learning. So that is helping like anything. Machine learning is very much useful actually for artificial intelligence. So you have the lots of the better algorithms which has been being derived from the machine learning and data mining and computer vision and all other domains. At the same time, we have the algorithms like neural networks. So that has changed the era in the AI actually. So neural networks are a very widely used and very popular, algorithm, the set of algorithms which can provide each and every solution for the AI, the complex AI related job. So machine learning algorithms can do up to certain level, but when the job has been more difficult, like to, for example, to detect a particular person from a big image set, yes, or to get some person known from a video, from a running digital streaming video, to know a certain person, we require more advanced concept. That time we go through with the neural networks, yes, the deep learning concept. So all those things are available right now to go through with the AI. The third and the fourth point is that the broad investment that you are getting today. So that's the one of the biggest reason is that the broad investment, because the companies, the tech giants, they are thinking like if you go through with this data, and if you use the deep learning algorithms or machine learning algorithms, and if you go through with the good computers with more computational powers, and design a particular model using AI, we can get this advantages, and they are getting it actually. So they are investing it more. So if you invest more on something, that thing will be flow, that thing will grow up for sure. Yes, na? So suppose in India, suppose the Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan was started by UNESCO support and the India government support. Okay, so that time onwards, our education system has been flourishing up because the investment has been done. Similarly, the government agencies are also investing now in AI. Yeah, they are giving the projects to different tech giants so that a particular AI related things can be solved by their government functionalities. Similarly, we have big investment by universities. Yes, so universities also wants to use AI for research purpose. They want to get the research grant from the governments, and they want to design novel idea, and they want to enable their students for a better AI professional. So for all these things, we are getting the development in AI. So you just keep one thing in mind, that when the tech giants like Google and Yahoo and Amazon and all these companies, the top maybe 50 or 100 companies in IT, will invest on some particular concept, that particular concept will grow for sure, or at least there will be a huge opportunity of the jobs. So that is the reason of demand behind the AI. Okay, so now we'll go through with learning officially and formally about the AI. Till now I was just going through with the informal way, right? What is there and how is there, how it develops, and what is the reason behind its developing and all these things. Now we'll learn about the what is AI concept, what is officially can be known as the AI. So John McCarthy in 1956 coined the term. He defined the term as the science and engineering of making intelligent machines. So there are many definitions of AI. I can't just stuck to a single definition, but this definition is very wide and popular also. Science and engineering of making intelligent machines. So science and engineering, science is a philosophy, right? It's a philosophy, and engineering is its practicalization. Science is a logic-based, well-organized, research-based, which follow the research methodology of having a hypothesis, test the hypothesis using a certain mechanism, and if this hypothesis is valid with the data, then it becomes a fact in science. Otherwise, it remains as a hypothesis. If a hypothesis is supported by certain amount of fact, some certain amount of data, but it is not very, very certain, then we say is that's a theory. So these are the three levels of the science: hypothesis, theory, and fact. Okay, engineering is the implementation of the fact. Yes, so when you get a particular fact from science, you implement that for societal solution within a economic range. That becomes engineering. So what you are doing now, whatever the AI related hypotheses were there in terms of the research papers or factualization there in terms of the research papers, we are going to implement that. We're going to engineer that by using different programming languages and different technologies and different algorithms. Into where? Into the machines. So the machines will be having human-like behavior. Human-like, it will mimic the human intelligence, but it's not yet human. It can't logic and think completely like a human being, but yes, it can mimic the human-like behavior because it has been given the data on which data human works in which particular direction. So it becomes intelligence. It becomes the intelligent. The machines become intelligent. So that's how it becomes the AI-enabled machines. So this is the definition of AI is provided by John McCarthy. Yes. Now we'll see here in a detailed term what do you mean by the AI here. So can you see my screen now?
Yes, sir. No, sorry. We can able to see you, sir.
Okay, I think you can see my screen now.
Yeah. What is AI?
Okay, sorry for the disruption. Try to make it. Can you see now?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay. So what is AI? Now we'll go through with a detailed description of that. Just before we have given the description of John McCarthy, now we'll go through with the detailed description of AI. So the AI is the theory and development of computer systems which are able to perform tasks which are normally requiring human intelligence. Yes, so the task which can be done by the human intelligence that will be mimicked to the computer system by enabling the theory and development of engineering into it. Yes, so what do you mean by the system will be able to perform tasks which will be normally requiring by the human intelligence? The examples are given over there. See here, it is given as the visual perception. So visual perception is suppose I can see a student. Okay, so I can see the student, I can identify it, right? Because I know her nose, her eyes, her face, her color, and her shape of the face and each and everything. Correct? Now that's why I can recognize her or him. Similarly, the computer should be given through algorithms, through a particular model by using AI-based model, such capacity so that it can recognize a human. So it's a visual perception is being provided to the machine. So machine is going through like a human-like behavior, emulating the human-like behavior. So it's a artificial intelligence because the machine is now identify a particular person. Similarly, speech recognition. So speech recognition can only be done by the human, right? When you speak, when I'm speaking, you can hear my voice because you know about the English language. You know the semantics and grammar of, that is the vocabulary and grammar of English language, correct? That's why you can hear me and you can understand. So the how to make a computer know a particular natural language, that is suppose English. So if you make a particular computer, a particular system understand the human voice and human language, then it becomes the artificial intelligence enabled machine then. Okay, because it can identify the speech. Similarly, humans can make certain decisions. Suppose you can make the decisions in playing a chess game, correct? If the chess game is enabled to the computer system, then it is enabled by the AI. Similarly, translation between languages, like you can see Google Translate, it can translate between the language. You can give to Hindi, it will be converted to the English. Or if you give to Kannada, it will convert to the Hindi. If you go to the Telugu, it can convert to the Tamil, and so on. Why? Because it has been developed with the AI system, which reads your language construct. It sees that the vocabulary and the grammar, and based on that, it try to translate to the other language which you want to change for. However, there is lots of development required. The algorithm should be more developed for making it 100% correct. But still, we are into the research field and we are trying to get it as correct as possible. So basically, what you understood is that a human intelligence or human-like behavior, human-like intelligence, or human mimicry of the behavior, when these things are enabled to a particular system by using a computer program, that system or computer will known as the artificial intelligence enabled computer. So artificial plus intelligence comes with the artificial intelligence. So this diagrams explain these things. So just the examples are provided over there. Machine playing chess. You can play chess in the lots of the games, right? Yes. So that's what the example of AI. Similarly, we have the number plate recognition. So a machine can see your number plate. It can just go through with that particular region where the numbers are written. It can enhance that. It can just read one by one the characters and the numbers which has been written over there automatically like a human eye. So that's a part of the AI. It has been used. The number plate recognition is being used by by AI using 2 and 3 actually different technologies. One is the computer vision, other is the machine learning, and next is the deep learning. So using these 3 different subsets of the AI, an AI system can recognize your number plate. Similarly, we have the chatbots like Siri. Siri is very popular now. So Siri can understand your voice. It can recognize your voice and can do certain levels of the work. Yes, so these are the examples of AI-enabled systems. Now we'll go through the applications of AI. So we'll see just the real world application. I've kept the PPT in such a way that I should supposed to make you explain something which will be appear in front of you also, and it becomes easier for you to understand. So that's my motto over here. So you know about the Google's predictive search, right? You know about the Google's predictive search. When you go to the google.com and if you type, suppose you're going to search something like how to get rid of bed bugs, or you want to just do something else. But when you type something now, the remaining things will come up by the Google only. Google will provide you in the bottom down list that these are the options you may search for. How Google will understand? Google will understand based on your browser history. It will check your browser's history. It keeps track of you actually. It knows that what you search usually. Based on that, it can provide the intelligence to the system, and the system will show you that you are might going to be searching for these other things. Okay. Similarly, your age is also being notified, taken care by the Google. Your location, etc., is being taken care by the Google. So if you want to search like suppose for you are searching for latest government jobs, so Google will give you all the latest government jobs which are given by government of India, not government of United States, because it knows your IP address location. So Google's predictive search engine is not a simple thing. It's a very complex job actually, and it has been done by different concepts. Like we have NLP for that. There's a natural language processing. We have the deep learning and machine learning involved in this. Yes, the logic of Google search engine is an example of a very good implementation of artificial intelligence using the technologies and the subtopics like natural language processing. Then we have machine learning and deep learning. Yes, so one of the example is provided over here. The user is going to search like this, how to GE up to this much, yes, typed. So these are the options that are coming up to him. How to get rid of gnats, how to get rid of bed bugs, how to get rid of the fruit flies. Okay, so these are the example of applications for AI. Now we have, we'll go through the next sector and give the example. Now we'll go through the financial sector. We'll see that how financial sector is being used by the AI. So we know that JP Morgan has a platform of AI known as the COIN, Chase Contract Intelligence. So this COIN platform, it uses the machine learning and image recognition techniques. I mean, there's a machine learning is a subset of AI. Image recognition is also a subset of AI. So by using these two techniques, the AI systems will analyze the documents automatically. So legal documents. Yes. So manually reviewing 12,000 agreements, the documents, the legal documents with the government seals and all, it takes over 36,000 hours. That is been done by the JP Morgan's COIN platform within minutes. So that's the advantage you can get in AI. That also it perfectly reads that which document belongs to what meaning. We hope that in India also some similar kind of legal document reading the platforms will be as popular as like JP Morgan's COIN platform, and we can get use of each and everything very clearly. The entire legal system, we know our legal system is very complex, right? It can be very much simplified if we use AI properly into the system. Next, we have we'll see the example of healthcare sector. We have the IBM Watson. You know, IBM Watson is a medical diagnosis system. Yes, it is driven by the AI technology. Okay. Yes, what it can does, it can do the medical diagnosis very fast and very accurate. For an example, 20 million, gene has been, processed within seconds to find the leukemia. It's a disease actually. It's a leukemia, it's a disease. So they have checked 20 million of documents within seconds to find the leukemia patients. Another example of healthcare sector can be Google's AI Doctor. So Google's AI Doctor is a healthcare system enabled by AI, which will examine your retina. Yeah, the eye's retina part, it will scan and identify a condition called as the diabetic retinopathy. So diabetic retinopathy is a very, very popular research, topic in the medical field. Okay. And when it is given with the support of AI, we can do that very easily. We can find that the disease diabetic retinopathy by Google's AI Doctor, the app. Similarly, the social media sectors are also using AI in a very popular and very vast way. Like for example, when you go to Facebook, I think most of you having the Facebook accounts. So when you go to the Facebook and if you upload a group pic, suppose you're uploading, suppose your university with your colleagues or with your friends, you're uploading, taking a photo and uploading to your Facebook profile, then you can see that Facebook will, prescribe you for tagging some people. I mean, on the face, it will recognize the face. First of all, from the entire picture, it will find out the face. And on the top of the face, they'll recommend you that this person belongs to this, and this person may be this, and this person may be this. So if you're using Facebook, you're using AI. Understood? Yeah, you might not know, but if you're using Facebook, definitely you're using AI, because Facebook uses machine learning and deep learning concepts of AI to detect facial features and tag your friends. Similarly, in the social media, we have Twitter, and Twitter is using AI to identify hate speech and terroristic languages in tweets. So actually, most of the tweets are being checked by the Twitter. Yes, the Twitter, after going through with this AI software, discovered and banned 3 lakh terrorist link documents. So these 3 lakh terrorist link documents are coming from 90% of the sources, which are also are web robots. So which are also actually AI enabled system. It's very funny actually. Are you getting? So those terrorist link documents, they are also not generated by the humans. They are created by the robots. Web robots are also designed by the artificial intelligence. So anyhow, the social media of known as the Twitter has a very good capacity to determine hate speech and terroristic languages, and it can block the account very quickly. So this is done by the AI. So if you're using Twitter, then also you are being influenced by the AI. Similarly, we have the virtual assistant provided by the Google Assistant. The Google Duplex can not only respond to call and book appointments for you, it adds the human touch to you also. It also chats to you automatically. You can't feel like the machine is chatting with you. Now we have Tesla, and when you come to the Tesla, I think it's a very popular name. Tesla is one of the a pioneer, and it's not only a pioneer, it's also one of the biggest company in the world. And the owner of the Tesla, Elon Musk, is a tech aspirant, and he speaks always about the advances in technology. And sometimes the traditional thinking, scientist and all calls him like he's not practical, that his thoughts are out of the out of the box always, and he thinks something and he claims something, that this thing may happen and that thing may happen, and it goes always out of the box. And he's one of the richest person of the world as well. I think he's the most richest, if I'm not wrong. So that Elon Musk's company Tesla, he has defined the self-driving cars into some other level. He has taken the self-driving cars into a different level actually. This is a statement which you can see into the PPT. It's Elon Musk's own statement that is being copied over here. Tesla will have fully self-driving cars ready by the end of the year, and a robo-taxi version, one that can ferry passengers without anyone behind the wheel, ready for the street next year. So we hope that within maybe his maybe too much positively thinking on that. It might not happen in the next year, but it may happen within the next couple of years or within the next decade, that the self-driving cars will be coming into the market, and in a robo taxi version will come to up. Means you're going to the road and you're calling, suppose you're booking the car by using a particular application, the taxi has come in front of you. Suppose in Jain University's front, you just want to get the taxi, you book the taxi will come automatically without a driver. No one is there on the behind the wheel. Understood? The car has come to you, you get into that, and then the taxi will start driving itself. It will take you to the destination, then it will go to its own place, it will go to the garage maybe. So how this thing can be how this thing can be done, the self-driving cars, by the AI concept. So for that AI, we use the computer vision concept. I just explained what is computer vision is. So AI uses computer vision, image detection, and deep learning concepts for that, to create self-driving cars. It's still into the research domain. There is no self-driving cars which is 100% perfect right now, but it's there into the market for sure. Now we can see the recommendation systems which are being driven by the AI. So recommendation systems are well organized, and it is being using for machine learning algorithms like k-means algorithms for determining the users belong to which category. So if you're watching Hindi movies always, then you get to the Hindi movies watching category. If you're watching a web series only, they will set to a particular category, and based on that, it will see your watching behavior, and it will recommend you the movies or recommend you the shows or series, whatever it is. It is well known fact that the over 75% of what you watch is recommended by Netflix. Yes, this recommendation engines are created by what? By the machine learning. And we use the supervised or unsupervised machine learning concept for that in general. Yes. Now next application we'll go through. This is the spam filtering system. So you might have seen that if you use Gmail, then you have already using this part of the AI spam filtering system. You can go to there is a folder named as the spam. So on the spam folder, you can see that lots of the emails are there which will not come to your inbox. It will go to that particular folder. Why is that? Because Google has an intelligent system. Google has implemented AI, and it has used decision-making system. Okay, so that whenever it understands that a particular email is there from a particular source which is not true, then it will make the particular mail into the spam folder. So how it understand? It understand that some particular IP address they send spams. Okay, so then they'll notify that they will record that particular IP address. Then they see the subject line. They're telling you that you won 1 million rupees of lottery, $1 million as a lottery. So they go through with these terms. Okay, and so whenever a person will spam us particular message, that particular message will be noted into the spam. Okay, suppose a particular thing you make as a spam. So Google will note that, okay, this particular message is being spammed by some of the users. So they will see a particular threshold. Suppose a particular email has been spammed by 10,000 people. So that is being notified by the Google, and it will be considered as spam by checking the content. So in this way, the spamming, the machine learning methods are being used by the Google to provide you the AI-based, AI-enabled spam filtering email. So you'll not get the email from the unwanted sources. So these are the applications of the AI you had been gone through. Now we'll show about the types of AI. Now, what are the types of AI is available into the market? So we can see that there are 3 types of the AI is actually available into the market. One is the artificial narrow intelligence, artificial general intelligence, and artificial super intelligence. Now these 3 are available into the market in the sense that these 3 concepts are available into the market, not the products. Not the products. Okay, all the products are not available because we cannot reach up to that level. So most of the products which are available into the market are of artificial narrow intelligence. So what is artificial narrow intelligence? In artificial narrow intelligence, what we do? We do artificial intelligence up to a very low level. Yes, it is known as the weak AI. We can do only certain and specific tasks by using AI. For an example is the Alexa. Alexa, if you tell Alexa to turn on the lights, it will turn on the lights. If you tell some certain level of instruction, only those certain level of instruction can be done by the Alexa. The most artificial intelligence products today are weak AI supported. That is the narrow intelligence supported only. For example, Alexa, it operates within a predefined range of functionalities. Yes, Alexa doesn't have a self-awareness. Keep these things in mind. It doesn't have a, it cannot do self-awareness, cannot learn from itself. Yes, so human can learn from himself, right? Human can think and reason himself. Alexa can't do that. So it's an example of weak and narrow intelligence. Similarly, Google search engine is also an example of artificial narrow intelligence. Sophia, the humanoid advisor applications, that is also an example of artificial narrow intelligence. Similarly, we have self-driving cars. That's also an example of artificial narrow intelligence. So if you put up wooden and a very thin road and design like a road, just give the color and fabric like a road, the car will go on top of that and it will be destroyed because it doesn't know anything more than you teach a self-driving car. These are the examples of artificial narrow intelligence. Hold a minute. Soumya ma'am is asking for. Soumya ma'am is there?
Yes, sir. Sir, I'll be there with you for coordination. Rajesh sir went to other meeting, so please
Okay.
give me co-host.
Okay, I'll make you co-host. Yes, fine. Am I audible, Soumya ma'am, throughout?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you.
I'm clear, right?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. Well, so this is the artificial narrow intelligence. Now we'll learn about the next level, that is the artificial general intelligence. So actually artificial general artificial general intelligence is the strong and most required intelligence which we require, because in AGI, in artificial general intelligence, it involves machine that possess the ability to perform any intellectual task that a human being can. So whatever you can, if a machine can do that, the same thing, then only it will be known as the artificial general intelligence. And we are trying and we are doing research thoroughly, but we have not yet achieved this level. Yes, only there are few products which has been used, privately and confidentially by some defense sector of some advanced countries may support artificial general intelligence, but the products which you use generally are none of the products of artificial general intelligence. It's a uh, like what we know, today till now, till today's date, 21st of February 2022, machines don't possess human-like abilities. Keep this thing in mind. We have lots of expectation about the AI. When you see AI, we think that the machines can do this and this and this, and it's like a completely like a human being. No, machines don't possess human-like abilities. Keep this thing in mind. The machines have a very strong processing unit that can, from high level of computation, that has been come from the high level of computation power, but they can't do reasoning and thinking like a human can. So if you feed the data properly, then it may appear as a human being. I mean, he will mimic in such a way that you appear like he can do the human-like works, but it still can't reason, can't think, can't develop itself. So artificial general intelligence is still into the research, and the next level is the artificial super intelligence. So that's in the hypothetical level. You have seen maybe the sci-fi movies like Terminator. You have seen, I think, the basic. I think Terminator each and everyone has seen. Okay. So that's an examples of how human can think hypothetically to go beyond the level of the artificial intelligence and the system, and it will be like it's like the if it happens at the time when the capabilities of the computers will surpass the human. So the computers will do more than humans can do. The computers will surpass humans in intelligence. So there are different arguments on that. Many claims that can never happen, and many claims that if that thing happens, then the human race will be destroyed from the earth. And there are many other theories and hypotheses. So we'll not go through the theory hypothesis over there. What we know from here today is that we are working on artificial weak intelligence or artificial narrow intelligence or artificial weak intelligence. We are working on this, and we are trying to go to the artificial general inheritance. If possible, we'll achieve artificial general inheritance in future, but artificial super intelligence is far from the today's imagination, today's practicalization. It's in our imagination only. Well, so now we'll go through with the programming languages of AI. Just give a look on this particular slide. Yes. So there are many programming languages which are supported by AI and which can be used for implementing the AI concepts. So we'll go through one by one with that. So we can use Python. Python is the most popular programming language for AI. Okay. Yes, there is a survey. The survey results vary from one survey to another survey based on how many people who are surveyed and who are the people actually, how where they work and all these things. So survey results are not accurate but reliable. Okay. Survey results are not accurate. All survey results are not accurate, but we can rely on that. We can get the insight from the survey results. So some of the surveys say that more than 50% of the professionals of AI field uses Python. The reason is that Python is damn simple. All packages and are there, and it's very easy actually. Yes. Hold on a minute. Okay, there was a noise disturbance actually. Okay, so Python is very simple and it's easy, and it's most famous. It's effective. It's I think a lot of developers, data scientists, actually, they are already into Python. That's another advantage of that. Yes, suppose the data scientist and data, and the other developers are already with this, okay, then it is easy for you to go through with that. Are you clear? Yes, that's the advantage of using Python over there. So artificial intelligence and machine learning algorithms can be easily implemented using Python, and there are many other advantages that makes Python the most popular in AI implementation. Similar, we have the R programming language. So R is a statistical programming language. It manipulates the data very nicely. Yes, and one of the biggest part of artificial intelligence is that to deal with the data. So that can be done very easily by using R programming language. Yes, it's easiest language, and it's having the R is having English language like syntax, and it has many libraries actually. R is having many libraries which can be supported for data science, for AI, for ML, and so on. So that makes R is also one of the popular choice for Python. Next, we have Java. So Java is also easy and very easy for debugging actually. It has lots of the packages, it has a good user GUIs, it has standard toolkit available for this. It has a good graphical presentation. So sometimes we use Java for the graphical presentation also. But the thing is that in Java, LOC rate is higher. In Java, what happens, LOC rates are high, lines of code rate is higher. So if you want to write 10 lines of code in Python, to implement the same thing, it might require 30 lines of code in Java, or 20 lines of code in Java minimum. So that makes Java to be, being a bit little popular in AI than Python and R also. There is another programming language actually. You can see it as LISP, Lisp. You can see this Lisp. The thing is that Lisp is, many people don't know it actually. Okay, it's shocking that many didn't heard about the Lisp. Actually, it's suitable for AI, and it's all AI language. It has been developed by John McCarthy. Can you recall his name? John McCarthy. In 1956, it developed the term artificial intelligence in Dartmouth conference. So that John McCarthy, he only developed this particular programming language, Lisp. But it's having actually dynamic object creation, and it's like Java. It destroy the object dynamically. Yes, it can manage the memory automatically. These features are there, but it's old a bit. So that's why it doesn't get so much popularity. Rather than that, we have the Prolog. Yes, so Prolog is it's used in knowledge base actually, expert systems, pattern matching, tree-based data structure, etc. It can be used, Prolog. It is powerful, it's flexible programming language also, and actually Prolog is used very widely for medical projects. When you use artificial intelligence in medical projects and all, and expert AI system, we used Prolog for many cases. So other than that, all other programming languages are not that popular than these programming languages. We have C++, we have MATLAB, we have Julia, we have JavaScript also can be used for artificial intelligence. We have SAS also. So those languages are also there. So we are using MATLAB in this conference. So we'll be learning about the MATLAB in details. MATLAB is also very much popular for this. Okay, it can be useful also. You can see it. You can learn from here. So well, go to the next topic. So now, have you seen that I'm using the term machine learning for quite a bit higher time? Yeah, Soumya ma'am has written something. Soumya ma'am. Yeah, participants kindly interact. Yeah, participants, you can interact with me. It's not a single way channel.
Yes, sir. They were silent, no? So I mentioned, please talk to sir.
Yeah, if you want to, yeah. Okay, participants, listen now. I have been using the term machine learning for quite a while, right? For big data also I used. So when I used big data, I have explained a bit about the big data, correct? But for machine learning is a very, very big part of artificial intelligence. Without machine learning, you can't do anything in, almost you can't do anything in artificial intelligence. So practical, today's real world artificial intelligence applications are mainly developed and influenced by machine learning algorithms. So you must know about the machine learning if you want to learn about the artificial intelligence. So I have kept a separate, and in each and every workshops and lectures on artificial intelligence, you must go through with the basic concept of machine learning for sure. So I'm in touch with the machine learning now. So before that, whatever the things has been covered, if you want to have any discussion, please ask. Hello, participants. If you want to have anything to
I think some Shantaram sir has a query, sir.
yeah, yeah.
No. I know. It's not, sir. After you finish it, I want to ask some general questions for me, which will be beneficial to all.
Okay, sir. Okay, okay. Okay, so let me continue.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We don't want to disturb you in between. That's right.
Okay, so we'll be learning about the machine learning a bit. We'll be going through the machine learning a bit. So machine learning, what is a machine learning? It's a branch of AI and computer science, which focuses on the use of data and algorithms to imitate the way that human learns. The way human learns, the same way machine can learn by using the machine learning algorithms actually. Even it can gradually improve its accuracy. Yes, so there are certain specific kind of machine learning technique is there. One of the most widely used machine learning technique is the reinforcement learning. So that reinforcement learning is a branch of machine learning which deals on the concept of learning from experience only. So it improves its accuracy based on experiences. There's another definition of machine learning provided at the bottom with the purple color. The machine learning is one of the important aspects of AI. However, both are not same. Yeah. AI is a larger field which uses ML, deep learning, etc. That's what I'm stating from the very beginning, and I've been repeating that thing for a long. Yes. Yes. Any doubt on this, guys? You can ask me now about the machine learning and deep learning. Participants can have any doubt, can ask.
Yeah, I request participants to be interactive with the sir.
I think
Share
they-
your opinions, views, anything. Yeah. Mudama. Yeah.
No, ma'am. No, I don't have any doubts, ma'am.
Yeah, ma'am. Okay.
Okay, guys, you can do one thing. I think most of you, because I'm going to go, I'm explaining in a bit more details actually. So I don't think they will be having much doubt, madam. So in case if you have any doubt, in case if you have any doubt, then please note it up and you can ask me later. Okay, that's also possible.
Yeah.
Like sir told just before. Okay, so introduction to machine learning is, I mean, there is a lots of the definition of machine learning. Okay, but the Arthur Samuel first coined the term of machine learning in the 1959, 3 years after the artificial intelligence term, which has been taken by the John McCarthy in 1956. So machine learning, we can say that the term is 3 years younger than the term artificial intelligence. So what is a machine learning? This is the definition which is provided in this slide, and it's actually a very correct definition of machine learning. So here it says that suppose there is a computer program. Yes, it is learning. It is a computer program which is learning where from an experience. Suppose the experience is denoted with the term E with respect to some class of tasks. So some group of tasks are there denoted by the term T. And there are some performance measures. That is the accuracy of the term. Okay, for an example, the performance. The measure is P. If its performance at the task in T as measured by P improves with the experience E, then you can tell it as a machine learning. So not just the set of tasks which will be having a performance, it should supposed to learn with the experience. That whenever you executed the algorithm last time and when you're executing the algorithm again, there should be a difference in its performance. Then it is known as the good machine learning. If it doesn't evolve with the experience, then it can be told as the average machine learning algorithm. Okay. Yes. Now we'll go through in detail with the machine learning terms. See, this is the another definition of machine learning. That's a very simple definition. A machine learning is a subset of artificial intelligence which provides machines to the ability to learn automatically and improve from experience without being explicitly programmed. Yes. So automatically it will get some data, get knowledge, and it can improve from the experience of its last iteration, last execution. Yes. So definitely it should be programmed, but not it has to be always programmed. It can learn from the output it receives and the models it gets and from the input it receives. So this is the stages of the machine learning what we'll go through. We provide the raw data. The raw data has to be trained by the machine. So this training actually is a long-term process. It's a troublesome and it's a challenging process to train the machine for the data, because data has to be transformed, should be converted to a particular form. Otherwise, the machine learning algorithms cannot be executed with efficiency. After that, we build a model of the machine learning. The model of the machine learning, the soul of the model is an algorithm. And the model is being tested by two kinds of data sets. One is the training data set, another is the test data set. After that, it provides a certain outcome. That is the predicting outcome. So this predicting outcome should be as accurate as possible. That's the motto of the machine learning is. Now, each and everything I'll explain in detail one by one using different slides. So first, before going to the process of the machine learning, I just want to explain the need of machine learning, why you're going through the machine learning. The need of machine learning, it comes with the data actually. The cloud data is being generated like anything. We know that there is a certain technology known as the cloud technology, which is dealing with the data, which has been stored into the cloud and its execution and is dealing with that. Then we have the Internet of Things. We have the sensors and we have the industrial revolution, fourth industrial revolution, where a factory is expected to be having only few workers. Maybe a big factory will be having 10 to 15 people working over there. Other than that, each and everything will be automatically processed by using sensors and communications, by using big data and using different kind of artificial intelligence related robots and all. So these things are generating data with a very fast speed, along with the social media data, which has been explained already. So over 2.5 quillion bytes of data are being created every single day. And it's only going to grow from there. By 2020, it's estimated that 1.7 MB of data will be created every second for every person on Earth. So this is a statement given by a research paper. That is, by 2020, which has been, we have passed 2020, it's estimated that 1.5 MB of data was created for every second on every person of Earth. So you have 700 crore people in the Earth, 7 billion people are generating 1.7 MB each second. So that's much data is being generated now. Now, we have to do something with the data. Yes, we have to do something with the data. So that actually improves, that actually comes with the concept of machine learning. So increase in data generation is happening. Yes, correct. Nah? The increase in data generation is explained from the last slide. I'm not going to explain it over here. Now we know about the, okay, sorry. Something's come, yeah. Okay, now we know about the improvement of decision making. Decision making is like predicting the sales. Okay, you're predicting the sales of a particular company like Flipkart or Amazon.com. To predict the downfall in stock market, to identify risks to different markets, to see that how the stock market will work in the next 10 years or next 6 months. So these things are the prediction. This prediction will make you improve the decision making of a particular firm. So if you're having a firm or a company which provides a stock market related information and you subscribe people based on that, you should supposed to have a very nice machine learning algorithm which can learn from the previous data of the stock market and can provide you the better stocks always. Similarly, we have to uncover the patterns and trends in data. Extracting key insight from the data is very important. Extracting key insight from the data is very important. Then only we can understand that how the data is generating and what's the solution you can get from there. For example, suppose you are your network administrator and you are using machine learning algorithm to see that who are the intruders, that is who are joining your networks without proper username and password, who are hacking it. So to know that, you should supposed to use a particular machine learning algorithm so that you can understand the pattern of users. Suppose 99% of the visitors of your web servers are from India. So remaining 1% are from different places of the world. Now you have to go through with their IP address and see that which of the IP addresses are being fluctuated. Sometimes it's coming from one place to another, and within 2 seconds or within 2 minutes, it is the IP address is being changed. So you have to see that, and the IP address is being stored over there only for a few seconds or for a few minutes. So you can understand that those IP addresses are nothing but IP addresses of the intruders. So you will block them. to make your networks safe. So in this way, the machine learning can help you to protect your network by uncovering patterns and trends in data. Now, to solve the complex problem, solving the complex problems, then examples maybe to learn the genes, the genomes, to learning from the genomes, we can understand the future diseases like cancer, because it lies into the genomes, and many other diseases can be tracked back. To building of a self-driving cars, there's a complex problem. To self-drive, because self-driving cars should be 100% accurate, otherwise it will be accidental into the roads, correct? So these are the complex problems that has to be solved. So for that, we need machine learning algorithms. So to learn machine learning, we should supposed to go through some terms. So these terms are algorithms. What is the algorithms? Don't need to explain because we are from the CS background, all of us. So an algorithm is nothing but a set of rules which has been used for learning a pattern of a data. We can use the statistical features in it also. A model is nothing but developed by using a particular algorithm, but we train it by using different data. We see that how this algorithm is working. So that creates a model. Yes, that's a model. Now we have the predictor variable. So we predict some output by using machine learning, right? We have, as you have seen in the last 2 slides, that we predict some output, we guess some output, we recommend some system by using the machine learning algorithm. So ma'am, please mute. Some people is making noise.
Done, sir.
Okay. So we have the predictor variables. So predictor variables are those variables which are important variables. A data set may have many variables. Okay. Suppose thousands of variables a real world data set may have. Suppose there is a banking database. I'm just trying to give you the practical example so that you can understand it easily. Suppose you have a banking, okay, you are having a banking organization and you want to see that who are the people who can be given the bank loan. So for that, you will not care about the name of the employee or the address of the employee or whatever the other details the employee has. Sorry, the customers have. We just focus on those things which are related to the loan, like his age, his salary, his last loan records. So these 3 parameters we'll choose. So these 3 parameters, these 3 variables are known as the predictor variable for predicting what? The loan should be given or not. Yes. So we have the concept of response variable. This is the output variable. That is in this example, it is the loan. Loan should be given or not. That is the response variable. So it is a feature of the output variable that need to be predicted by using the predictor variables. Now we have to train the data and test the data. So we have the training data and test data both come from the input data only. Okay. It's not a separate data. So you give an input data to a machine learning algorithm, right? To do with the learning automatically by the machine. So you give what? The training data and testing data. So you give the input data, suppose training data is always more than the testing data. Suppose 80% of the data you will give as a training to see that how the machine learning model is working. And then you will test with the remaining 20% of the data to see that the model is working properly or not. Yes, so these are the terms of the machine learning we have. Now we'll go through with the process of the machine learning. I don't know why it is not going to next slide. Hold a minute. Yeah. Well, so these are the process of machine learning. I'll try to cover it as quick as possible because time flies. So as we have a limited time. Soumya ma'am, can I take half an hour because I started late now? Hello.
Sure, sir. But the next session we should all complete by 3:45 since.
Okay.
If you and the next teacher can manage, I don't mind.
Okay, fine. Sure. So the process of machine learning, I'll try to cover it quickly. Okay. So these are the process starts with the defining objective, the top one. We'll define the objective of the machine learning. Suppose the objective is to give loan or not, because you're a bank manager. You just want to use machine learning algorithm to find that which particular customer should be given loan and which particular customer should not be given any loan. Then you will gather the data. So this is the second process. You have to gather the database of the bank. Next thing is that prepare the data. The data has to be converted to a particular way so that it appears for the machine learning properly. Then the data exploration job will be there. That is the exploratory data analysis. Is also known as the exploratory data analysis. What you do over here is that we find the
sir.
Yeah.
Sir, just wanted to inquire with you. 2 o'clock the next session starts, and you will be giving lunch break for participants. You can have a talk with participants and you can decide.
Okay. Let me complete this topic, then I'll talk. Okay. So now we have to prepare the data. After preparing data, we have to go to the data exploration. What's the data exploration? We explore the data. We means that what are the variables are there in the data and what is the interconnectivity, interrelation among the variables, important variables have that we have to explore. After that, we build a data mining or sorry, machine learning model. By using a particular machine learning algorithm, we create a model. While creating a model, we do the training of the model also. Yes. And then we go through the model evaluation, we test the model, and then we see the predictions. That is, this customer should be given loan, and these are the customers who should not supposed to be given loan. Or this customer should be given loan if they ask for the loan of less than 1 lakh, and this customer should be given loan if they ask the loan up to 5 lakhs, and these are the customers who should be given loan if they ask for more than even 20 lakhs, then can be given the loan. So this decision can be taken. So machine learning process, it involves building a predictive model that can be used to find a solution for a problem statement. So what's the problem statement I'm giving over here? To give loan or not. That's the problem statement over here. That's the what will be the solution? Solution should be that we should supposed to give loan up to 1 lakh to this customer, up to 2 lakh to this customer, up to 5 lakh to this customer, and so on. That is the predictive model we can create. So okay, that example I've given. Now in this slide, we can see a different example, that weather forecasting using machine learning. We are forecasting the weather by using the machine learning. So how the machine learning can be used for weather forecasting? We should supposed to have the machine learning process for that. So let's start with the first one. Let's start with the step one. Define the objective of the problem. So what is the objective of the problem? To predict the possibility of rain by studying the weather conditions. So you'll study the weather conditions and you will identify the objective of the, sorry, you'll predict the possibility of the rain by studying the weather condition. So that's the thing you have decided now. That's the objective. So to set the objective, these are the questions you should supposed to go through. What are we trying to predict? So what we are going to predict, it should be, a continuous variable or a categorical variable. It is a categorical variable in this case. Now it will rain, yes or no. That's it. What are the target features? So what are the target features we have for that? Yes, you think what are the target features will be required for that? What are the input data you require? So input data is a very difficult thing actually. Yes, target feature is, oh sorry. Target feature is not that difficult. Target feature is from the objective you can get. That is, target feature is what? It will rain, yes or no. That's it. Yes, what are the, then what is the input data? It's very difficult to get because you can't get the data very easily from different organizations. So for as a starting, if you want to start as a machine learning or artificial intelligence professional, if you want to get the data of machine learning related things, you can go to kaggle.com. They are providing lots of the data which has been available in their repositories. The next question you should ask is that the fourth question, that is, what kind of problem you are facing, binary classification or clustering. So you should supposed to know that there are different problems of machine learning. One is the classification, another is the clustering, another is the reinforcement learning. You should supposed to know that. Yes, that which particular machine learning mechanism you are going to use. Yes, next thing is that the next process is data gathering. So data such as the weather condition, you have to gather because you are predicting it will be raining or not, right? So you have to get the data such as the weather conditions and the humidity level, the temperature, the pressure, that maybe the wind speed or the cloudy nature and all these things. You can go through with that. You can collect those data. Yes, you can go to the particular companies, suppose the weather forecasting or the government officials, and collect the data manually or scrap from the web if it's available, or you can just go through with the model data, get from the Kaggle and all. The third step is that to prepare the data. Now the data obtaining is not sufficient because the obtained data will be having lots of the problems. So you should supposed to go through with the data cleaning process. Sometimes some of the machine learning, that AI professionals says that 80% of their time goes on the preparing the data. It is so much difficult. It's not an easy thing to prepare the data because the original data will be having lots of missing values. There will be corrupted the data in the different form, or the data has been corrupted. It's not been stored properly. It cannot be accessed, or unnecessary data has to be removed from there. There are some unnecessary data you just don't want to access, don't want to keep those data because it will not help you in machine learning. Rather simply, it will just stored on your repository and your time will be killed out of that. So we have to prepare the data so that it can transfer into a particular format and you can use the data properly. For example, in this particular example, you can see that the temperature you are correcting, right? The data of the temperature. Temperature may be different from one source to another source. In one source, it might be calculated in the degree of centigrade. Another data repository may give you the degree of the Fahrenheit. Yes, so it's a different sources will give different and inconsistent format data also that has to be changed to a particular format. You have to get converted all to the Fahrenheit or centigrade only, or sorry, Celsius only. Okay, same. So anyhow, we have to prepare the data. So data cleaning involves getting rid of inconsistencies in data such that missing values or redundant variables are not there. The fourth is the exploratory data analysis. The fourth process of machine learning is to explore the data. That is to understand the pattern and trend in the data. Yes. So how to get this? To get the useful insight, we should supposed to go through with the variables, and so we see that what are the correlations between the variables are there. If you don't know the data, then you can't go with the machine learning. So you must understand the data well. So suppose there are two variables. One is the date of birth, another is the age. So there is a connection between them. They are correlated. Age and date of birth. Similarly, your salary and your capacity of taking loan will be having some specific connection between them. So you should supposed to take these things into consideration. The fifth is that building a machine learning model. How you build a machine learning model? A machine learning model, it's a predictive model. I mean, it predicts something. It is built by the algorithms, which are the core algorithms of machine learning, like linear regression, you have decision tree, we have clustering algorithms, we have reinforcement learning algorithms, we have. So there are lots of the algorithms we have. So you have to use a particular algorithm because in the objective, you know about the algorithm, the job, right? You know the job, and you should supposed to know that which particular domain of the machine learning you should supposed to use. Now, based on that, you should supposed to use a particular algorithm of the machine learning. Yes. So how the model will be best? First, we'll choose an algorithm. Next, we have to model the model this. I mean, sorry. Next, we have to train the model. How to train the model? For the train the model, we should supposed to have training data set. So what is training data set? It will not come up from some other source. Training data set will be into the will be collected, will be taken from the input data set only. And as I told that the training data set is always larger than the test data set. Sometimes the training data set is 60% or 70% or 80% than the of the input data set. Okay, the model is the machine learning algorithm that predicts the output by using the data fed to it. We check that based on this data how it is predicting the model. The sixth step is that the evaluation of the model. You have to evaluate the model and you have to optimize the model if required. The efficiency of the model, always the efficiency of the model is evaluated and any further improvement in the model are implemented. Yes, the machine learning model is evaluated by using the testing data set. Yes, as I told that 80% of the data sometimes we take for testing and 20% for checking the accuracy for, 80% of the input data set we use sometimes for training the model and 20% we use for the evaluate the model. Yes, are you getting? Why do we do? Because to see the accuracy. So we want to see that in this particular example, that a particular using the particular variables of the data set and particular training data set, are we properly going to predict is it raining or not? Suppose continuously you predict using the algorithm for 10 days, that out of that 5 days it appears that it has rained when you told it will rain, and in 4 days it has told it has not rained, but we predicted that it will rain. So in that case, it is not a good level of accuracy we achieve. Correct? So we need further improvement in the model. Yes. So for that, what you do, you use the parameter tuning. You have to tune the parameters. Sometimes you have to change the variables also. That the variables which you are using. Suppose you're using only humidity in the air, or the temperature, or the cloudy day or not, and all this data you are using. Now you started thinking that we should supposed to use the location also. If the location is Bangalore, we'll set some value. Bangalore weather is very uncertain and it may rain any day. So you put some value for the Bangalore weather, or you can put some particular value for the hill stations. There, without any large humidity or without any temperature difference, it may rain. Yes, so you're tuning the parameters so that your model is evaluated and optimized for a good prediction. And the 7th level is the final outcome. Yes, the final outcome is predicted after performing parameter tuning and improving the accuracy of the model. And we have achieved the proper output of the machine learning model. So these are the steps we go through with the machine learning steps. And these are the steps are used by whom? By the artificial intelligence itself. So hello, it is it's past 1 p.m. So I just want to interact with the participants. Participants can please speak.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, what is the plan, sir, now?
Yes, sir.
Sir, what is the plan, sir? You want to continue or because 2 o'clock is the next session, sir?
Yeah. Actually, the topic is artificial intelligence and neural networks. So I planned, it's like I started after 15 minutes, I think, nah? Not
Yes,
on.
sir.
Yeah. So
Sir, okay, sir, my afternoon session will be based on this one only, sir. The morning session. Is it like-
that Shaila madam who took the morning session, she will be giving some MATLAB
Yeah. In
sessions.
that case, can I just this is one suggestion from me, sir. You can ask about other people also.
Okay, Soumya madam, are you listening? Soumya madam?
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Yeah, she is the coordinator.
What I wanted to just convey is, I mean, this is my suggestion. You can take it. Sir.
Shantaram sir, I am not able to hear to you. Can you type in chat?
No, you are able to hear me now?
Yes, sir, tell me.
No, my suggestion, madam, actually, because
Sure,
it is
sir.
running out of time and we have to go for lunch and again come back for the second 2 o'clock next session also.
Yes, sir.
Anyway, Tanvir sir is having the next consecutive sessions also. No, he can
Yeah,
complete
next
few
day
slides.
sessions. Yeah.
The remaining thing he can continue in that his next session whenever he has in that.
Yeah, because of lunch break. Tanvi sir, I think, what do you say? That's a right suggestion.
And
Okay.
But
whenever
they're
the next,
telling, anyways, next day also your session is there, no, sir? So
Not
they're
not
requesting.
tomorrow. Not
No,
tomorrow. Not
day
tomorrow.
Fourth day.
Fourth day I have
instead
session.
of 9:30, we can start little early, sir, to cover this. Anyway, we wanted to learn.
Okay. Then on
Because, 2
Thursday we
o'clock-
can start. We can
Yeah.
start on.
But sir, few more things, whatever related to this, you can complete also, sir. At 10-15 minutes, you can take, sir. No problem. My
Okay.
suggestion, sir, you can ask others also. My
Yeah.
opinion, I'm saying.
Yeah, because lunch break and 2 o'clock new session is there, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
Okay. So, what do you say, sir? Tanvi sir.
No. Let others speak. Others speak.
Okay, other participants, please share your views. Like, can we have lunch break or we'll continue the session?
And please give lunch break, ma'am.
Yeah, because 2 o'clock new session is there. Yes, sir. Tanvi sir, in your session, it's okay for you to brief it pending things and continue?
Okay. Fine.
Okay. Fine, sir. With that, then, shall we break for lunch, sir?
Okay, I'll just take 5 more minutes and break for lunch.
Okay, sir. Okay, fine, sir.
Okay. Okay. So guys, why I'm taking this 5 minutes is that I know that this is lunch time. So the process of machine learning has been taught to you. I'll just go through in the next class about the machine learning topics, like what are the types of the machine learning topics of there, like supervised learning, unsupervised learning, and supervised learning. Then we'll be gisting about the difference between them, and then we'll go through with the difference between the AI versus ML versus DL, and then we'll go to the neural networks. Okay, so that's my topic, neural network. In the next class, we can start with that. So as you just let me brief you over there. Today I had an interaction with the neural network that could not be completed because AI itself takes lots of time. 1.5 hours to introduce AI will take 1.5 hours. So this NN and the NN algorithms can be taught together. Okay, I'll be covering this NN and NN algorithms all together. So the introduction of NN along with the NN algorithms I'll cover on the day 4 as Sir has suggested. So that day we have lots of time. Actually, you can start at 9:15. Then 2 hours we can get and you can complete the portions. Okay.
That should be fine, sir.
Okay.
Sir, you're going to share your slides?
Yes.
Yeah,
Share,
definitely.
After all the sessions, and we coordinators will share to all participants, sir. Not daily. And
so madam, as my 2 sessions are interleaved now, so I'll share after day 4. Okay.
Yeah,
because
sure,
I just want to modify something here.
Fine,
Sir,
sir.
you have completed, sir, today's presentation for this session you have completed, sir.
Yeah, it's okay, sir. The remaining can be continued in the next class.
Yeah. Sir, can I continue now? Means, sir, it was a very nice presentation, sir. The question what I wanted to ask was, uh, being a non-computer science background fellow,
Okay.
if somebody wants to enter into this AI and ML,
Yes, sir.
like we are learning like this, some courses we are attending and we are trying to learn something. I am a mechanical engineer.
Okay, sir.
So so what is your suggestion, sir? I mean, how to start with and how to go about it if you want to enter into this AI and ML?
Sir, my personal suggestion is that you go through a certification. There are lots of the online certifications are there.
Yeah, true, sir. I'm
A
hearing.
certification will motivate you with the certificate also.
Yeah.
Along with learning, you can get a certificate which will be a proof that you are not only from the mechanical branch, you also know about AI.
Okay.
That's one thing. Next thing is that you go through with a Python by yourself. You should be a good into Python.
Yeah, among Python and R and MATLAB, which one uses? Because which is that for free? This thing, sir.
Actually,
available.
Free is Python is also free. R is also free. So Java is also free. It's
Okay.
open source. The world of this AIDS is mostly dominated by the open source only. So you don't need to pay about that, but you have to practice that. So you must practice a bit well, on Python.
Easy to pick up is Python, sir.
Yeah, Python is very easy to pick. That's why I'm telling you Python several times, because it will take you for learn Java more time than Python is actually.
Okay. Like other concepts and also the way you have explained step by step, like that, can we, I mean, how to learn? I mean, you said already certification course, is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay, anyone from the students, please give some comments. It can be used for my betterment also in case if you have to suggest something.
Nothing, sir. It was really nice session.
Was it useful to you?
Absolutely, sir.
Anyone else want to share anything?
Sir, one small again, Santanam. Actually, I am a scientist from DRDO.
Okay, sir.
I am into missile structures design.
Okay.
How can we implement this into like artificial intelligence or machine learning? How can we just put it, because we are doing our general regular practice, design analysis using some softwares,
Okay.
finite element analysis softwares, and using some classical approach, hand calculus, such kind of things are there. How can we implement, or how can we link the design of structure? You need not think about rockets or missile structures or space structure. I am asking just a design of this thing and your A and ML. Is there any this thing to correlate? How to do it?
Yeah, we can correlate, sir. But for that, we have to brainstorm together, I think, sir. If you sit together with our HODs and all, it will be, I think, better.
I want to know that like a title kind of thing. Just like how can we implement this into A and ML?
Sir, may I interrupt?
Yeah, please.
Sir, we'll share Tanveer sir contact because only 45 minutes is there. We'll break for lunch, no?
Yeah.
We'll do that, sir. Yeah, because we should start the next session also quickly so that it ends in the college hours. Yes, sir. The questions were really genuine, and that's how we have planned the session, sir. Along with the explanation, afternoons we have hands-on session, considering every domain into account. And I'm happy the participants are happy the way it is delivered. Thank you, Tanveer, sir.
Thank you, madam. Thank you, everyone.
Sir. And in the next session, definitely, sir will take over the things as it is needed, because he knows very well how he has planned the session. Sure, sir. With that, then we'll break for the lunch. And I request participants to stay back 5 minutes before 2 p.m. so that we can start the session quickly. Thank you all.
Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Madam.
Yeah.
That is a different link.
Thank you, sir.